Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into one of history's really pivotal periods, the Renaissance, roughly 1300 to 1600.
Right, a time of incredible transformation.
Exactly. And our mission today, for you listening, is to kind of unpack why it was truly a rebirth, not just some passing fancy.
Hmm.
And the most surprising thing right off the bat, it's this massive philosophical shift. Think about it. They went from memento mori, remember you must die,
Which was very medieval, focused on the afterlife.
totally, to carpe diem seize the day. Suddenly, the focus is right here on Earth, on human life, and what you can do.
And that name, Renaissance, it literally means rebirth in French. A rebirth of classical culture, so Greek and Roman antiquity.
Okay, so why then? Why Italy?
Well, a lot of it boils down to money. Actually, you had these booming northern Italian cities,
Yeah.
Florence, Venice, Milan, super wealthy merchants and bankers.
Right.
And they wanted to show off that wealth. Plus, they felt this connection to the old Roman Empire was their history rediscovered.
So they found old stuff.
Basically, yeah. Rediscovering ancient texts was key. A lot of this knowledge came back through trade, especially contacts with the Arab world. They'd preserved huge amounts of Greek and Roman writing.
Which leads to humanism, right? I hear that term a lot.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it wasn't just, reading old books for fun. It was this idea of putting man at the center. The belief that humans could learn, achieve amazing things, solve problems, all based on studying that classical culture, trusting human reason.
Okay, but that sounds a bit academic. How did these ideas actually spread beyond a few rich guys in Italy?
Well, that's where technology comes in, the printing press. Around 1450, this invention was a game changer.
Right.
Suddenly, you could copy these texts, these new humanist ideas, incredibly quickly and relatively cheaply. It just exploded across Europe. It wasn't just for the elite anymore.
Okay, before we dig into how all this changed, like art and science,
Yeah.
a quick moment. If you're finding this deep dive useful, maybe learning something new, please do show some support.
Yeah, it really helps us keep doing this.
Just take a second to like this session, subscribe if you haven't, and maybe drop a comment below what's one insight that stood out to you so far. We'd love to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so humanism, printing press,
Hmm.
ideas are spreading. How did this rebirth, this focus on humanity, actually look different in art, architecture?
Oh, the change was dramatic, visually immediate. Compare a typical medieval statue, often quite stiff, symbolic to someone like Michelangelo.
Totally different feel, much more realistic.
Exactly. Realism, proportion, copying those classical Greek and Roman forms. At architecture, same thing. Columns, arches, domes. Think of that massive, incredible dome Brunelleschi built in Florence.
A direct nod to ancient Rome.
Absolutely. And crucially, art wasn't just about religion anymore. Wealthy families like the Medici in Florence became huge patrons. They commissioned art celebrating, well, themselves, human power, worldly things, not just Bible scenes.
And this wasn't just about looks, right? This new way of observing the world hit science too, starting with the human body itself.
Yes, definitely. Take medicine.
Yeah.
For centuries, everyone relied on Galenus, an ancient Roman doctor. But the thing is, he'd mostly dissected animals, apes, pigs.
He's not people.
No. Then comes Andreas Vesalius in the 1500s. He insists on dissecting actual human corpses. He makes these incredibly detailed, accurate drawings.
And finds errors.
Loads of them. He basically proved Galenus was wrong on many, many points because human anatomy is different. It was revolutionary, trusting direct observation over ancient authority.
Wow. Okay, so if the ancients were wrong about our own bodies,
Yeah.
what about the heavens, astronomy?
Exactly the same question being spared. The old model from Aristotle and Ptolemy was geocentric. Earth at the center, everything revolves around us.
Made sense intuitively, I guess.
It did, but then Copernicus comes along and says, hang on, what if the sun is at the center? The heliocentric model.
Which was
Hugely. And then Kepler refined it, showing planets move in ellipses, not perfect circles. And later, of course, you get Galileo confirming these ideas with his telescope, leading to that famous conflict with the church. It all stemmed from that same impulse. Observe, question, rethink.
So, wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you listening? All our sources really point to the Renaissance as, well, the start of modern times. It was a transition, wasn't it?
Definitely a transition, full of new discoveries, this amazing intellectual freedom. But, and this is key, it was all sparked by looking back to antiquity. A paradox, really.
Yeah, using the old to build the new.
Precisely.
Okay, final thought to leave you with.
Well, think about that humanist drive for original texts. Scholars like Erasmus, they want to get back to the original Greek scriptures of the Bible, not just rely on later Latin
To
translations.
purify the church, right?
Yeah,
Reform it.
that was the idea. But this intense focus on the source, on textual accuracy, driven by humanism, it created this huge intellectual tension. And that very tension, that demand for the original word, it arguably helped pave the way for something even bigger, the Protestant Reformation.
Wow. So the seeds of the next major upheaval were sown right there in the Renaissance method. Fascinating.
It all connects.